Without further ado, Mr. Jeffrey Lee of Spectrum Business.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. All right, so I really don't want to. I'm going to briefly go over what Spectrum does. Most of you have a pretty good idea or already know what Spectrum does because some of you have us at your home and some of you have us at your business. But of course, Spectrum is known for we provide internet services, TV services, and phone service. For what I do, I work specifically on our commercial side, so businesses. It can be small, medium, large businesses. As a lot of you know, I do a lot of home offices as well. So if you work from your home, and rather than paying Spectrum or anybody else a residential account, a lot of people will get a business account at their home for tax purposes. So that's something you can do if you want to. Again, Spectrum does provide the internet, TV, phone for the small businesses. I'm going to pass around a few different things for you today because one of the things that in this group that we have that I've talked about before, but I really want to try to push it a little bit more now, and that is we have Spectrum actually has a referral program. So they'll actually pay you for those referrals. So rather than just giving me referrals, which I appreciate, why not pocket yourself $100 or a couple $100 for each referral that gets service? It's free money, it's in your pocket, there's no minimums or no requirements, but I know this seems like a lot, but there's like a little stapled packlet here together. So I'm gonna just have, if you don't mind, take one, pass it around, get to the outside if you don't mind. If you would like to do it, feel free to fill that out and just get it back to me if you'd like to. So again, you know, with our internet speeds, we've been known for having some of the fastest speeds available. So if you like to stream or you do a lot of downloading and uploading, Spectrum has been known very well for that. Our internet speeds now are 100, 400, and 1 gig speed. So those work out really well, again, if you do a lot of file moving, file sharing, or you're doing a lot of work in the cloud with what you do, whether you're uploading or downloading things to different people, clients, things like that. Work well with doctors' offices that are, you know, sending large x-ray files, chiropractors, a whole variety of different things, you name it, web designers and so forth. We are, with the TV, of course, we are the home of the Dodgers. You have to have Spectrum to be able to watch the Dodgers. It's a crazy, expensive deal that Time Warner did back in the day that a lot of people don't like, but it is what it is, you know. So if you know of those restaurants or places that would like to have the Dodgers, have them come chat with me. Again, just a quick reminder of some of our complimentary services that we give to everybody is once you get our services, especially our internet, it does come with things like free antivirus, free cloud backup for your computers, free custom email. So rather than using a Hotmail or a Gmail or a Yahoo, you can get yourname@yourbusiness.com. So you get up to 25 of those. Those can be expensive sometime if you try to go to GoDaddy or someplace else to buy those and get those. So that's nice to know. As well with our services. The cloud backup, I kind of reiterate that each time because it's almost like having an insurance policy. If you lose your computer, it gets lost or stolen or damaged, how are you going to do business tomorrow? If everything is on that computer or on that laptop and something happens to it today, how are you going to do business tomorrow if you don't have someplace you can go to find those files? So again, I reiterate that for you to think about. I am going to pass out my lovely list of asked as well today. So take one down, pass it around. It's a nice long list for you today. I'm working on a couple of projects where we don't have services at. So I'm known quite a bit as what we call a new build specialist. So these areas that there are some complexes or plazas that they've individually asked for services from Spectrum and the cost is pretty high. I've sometimes had Spectrum pay as much as $70,000 or $80,000 just to get into a location, and we don't charge the customer a penny. They pay absolutely nothing. So there's still no contracts, which they love. They love the flexibility of the services. We're one of the few telecoms out there that don't require any contracts. I like to tell people we have to earn your business each and every month. We screw up, you're free to go. You don't like our prices, you're free to go. If our customer service isn't up to par with what you feel like should be, you are free to go. So I like to say it keeps the fire under our butts to make sure we're doing what's right for our customers. Again, we're not perfect. We're a big company. There's a lot of pieces that aren't always talking right to each other or things aren't quite where it should be. but for the most part, they really do strive to take care of the folks that we work with. A couple of other things that I'm really excited about that we are launching. It's been a while since we've really launched new products with Spectrum, but in August, some of you may know this on our residential side, but we're actually supposed to launch our cell phone service for our business department. So it's really nice. It actually runs, technically it's our partnership we have with Verizon, so it's partially over the Verizon platform. So if you like Verizon or you have Verizon, it's a very strong network. The best part is we have two pricing options. It'll be $14 if you want to go by the gig. That's great for the people that spend 95% of their time either at home on their Wi-Fi or at work on the Wi-Fi. Why pay more if you're always on Wi-Fi? Of course, if you do like the unlimited, it's only a flat $45 a month for unlimited on that part. So for a lot of people, that's a huge savings. Spectrum doesn't like to charge taxes or additional fees, so our pricing is always that out the door. So that's what's even nicer. A lot of times you'll get a price quote from somebody, and then when you get the bill, it's like, oh, those are an extra $25 of fees and taxes that no one told you about. So, so our cell phone service, it's going to be geared for the business owner. Yes, you can have cell phones if you give it to your employees, but they're actually thinking about it more for you and your family. So if you have a family plan and you've got phones for your kids, your spouse, or whatever, then that's really more of what they feel like this is probably going to be for. People will like it because, again, it's under your business name. If you want to use it as a tax write-off at that point, it makes it a little bit easier to do that. Again, I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not an attorney, so consult your local whoever that might be. The other thing that we are actually launching as well is hosted phone service. So that is a little different than the phone services that we provide now, which is considered digital or analog, which is traditional. People use the analog lines for a variety of different things, just your regular voice calls, your faxes, your alarms, your credit card machines. But sometimes with the hosted, what that does is that can give you quite a bit more flexibility. Who all has heard of hosted phone service?
Is that like VoIP?
VoIP. Who's heard of VoIP phone service? Okay. So VoIP is, if you've heard of Vonage or 8x8 or Jive, those are what's called internet-based phone companies. So you can have your phone anywhere you want, plug in the internet, and you've got your phone services wherever you're at. So those are really neat because of the fact that they usually have so many more features that you can do with them, things that, you know, you can have the good old fax to email, you can, you know, have it where it rings your phone and your cell phone at the same time. It just does quite a bit more, and it has a lot of flexibility. The benefit of what we will do is that, or well, I'll just tell you one of the problems that sometimes people have with VoIP phone services like a Vonage is that if your internet goes down, your phone goes down, right? Or if your internet has latency or slowness in it, your voices get jobbled up, or you hear an echoing, or you get like, let me call you right back, you know? So with us, the reason why it's good is because we actually manage that network. So your call clarity is guaranteed. We can do a lot more to make sure you have the kind of quality that you want on those phone calls and in that transaction than most of our competitors out there that just use our internet for their phone service. So again, it's really nice. It's going to offer a lot of flexibility for those companies that either use that or want to use that. Those are going to be where it's going to be a game changer for a lot of folks that want to try to put that all under one company. Again, my experience in the past has sometimes been is if somebody's had something like a Vonage or one of those others, if they do have problems, they really don't know who to blame, because what'll happen is they'll say, oh, it's your internet, and they'll call Spectrum, and then Spectrum's like, we've checked everything, our internet's flowing pretty good there's no packet loss, and then so it becomes a back and forth blame game. So the nice thing is like, look, we own it from top to bottom, beginning to end. If there's a problem, we know exactly that we have to fix it if there's an issue on something like that. So those are, again, a couple of things that I'm, like I said, pretty excited about. So as you take a look at my referral ask, there's two big plazas that I'm working on. One is the Stater Brothers. If you see the things highlighted in green, those are already the people that are committed. So if you look at the others, and these are places that I really would like more than just a referral if you could, because I've been to some of these places and tried to get past the quote gatekeepers and other people, and sometimes it's hard to get the decision maker, the manager or owner. So if you have a really good, strong contact at any of these places, that's really what I'm looking for at this point, because I've not been very successful with really reaching the owner or whoever it might be. And then the other one that I'm working on is right there at McBean and Magic Mountain. It's where Olive Garden is, that whole complex. None of that has Spectrum, except for 2 buildings that I got construction to earlier this year, which is where Subway is and I think a Red Robin right there or something like that. So other than that, those are businesses that I'm looking for right there as well.
2 minutes for questions.
2 minutes for questions. Fire away. Any questions at all for Spectrum?
The VoIP or
Yes.
type of, do you have to already have internet service then through Spectrum?
Yes, so to get that phone service, that does require our internet service. So again, we'll be able to own both ends of that. If you don't have it, of course, we'll give you a pricing and a package for something like that. And again, I'll have more details in the coming weeks and in the next month or so about the dotting I's and crossing T's on that, so you know what's going on that part too. Yes.
How do you get the Dodgers?
You got to have Spectrum TV service is what you have to have. Yes.
Trick question there. He said it. You got to have it.
Spectrum TV service. Yes, you do. So the bar and restaurant, their requirement is they have to have a higher package than, let's just say if you guys got it at your office, for example, then the package is like this mid-range, like $40 package. But if a bar and restaurant, because it usually comes with other stuff, it's closer to like 100 or 105.
Is the cell phone new? Because Tammy, we live in Thousand Oaks. I was at the mall, and all of a sudden I saw
A Spectrum thing?
Spectrum, and I remember going, oh, I didn't know they were doing cell phones.
Yeah.
They've got stores. Down.
Yeah, so they are actually transitioning and doing Spectrum stores everywhere. Matter of fact, they've closed all of our, they're closing or have closed all of our regular building stores. And they're all going to storefronts, like what you'd see in like a Verizon or a T-Mobile or something like that too.
The Oaks. The Oaks has it.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I believe so, yeah. So that's definitely the case. So then Spectrum Mobile is what it's called, and it does it's a hybrid between the Verizon backbone and ours. Most people don't know, but we actually provide the fiber to most of the towers for Verizon and AT&T. So that's already kind of like Spectrum anyway, you just don't know it. So that's why our hybrid thing with them is going to work out really well and be so much cheaper.
Is that going to benefit you? Like if somebody wants to switch and
Yes, that will benefit me because we already have it on our residential side, and they've been doing that for over a year now on the residential side. But on the business side, they're just now, like I said, they've told us right now it'll be late August. But yeah, on the business side, you can switch your phones. You can keep your phones, by the way, so you don't have to buy new phones, which is really nice too.
What if you're under contracts with other things?
That's
Are there means of getting out of it?
So my time is up. Thank you very much. Coaching sessions for that, yes. But we do have contract buyouts just for you that you know. So I'll find out if it will cover our cell phone service too. But again, if you want to do the referral program, please see me. I know that seems like a nice long packet there, but just let me know and we can chat some more.
The email thing. What's the email thing?
Custom email. You can get custom email, like your name at yourbusiness.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can have Anita at AnitaSmithHomes.com if you didn't have that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.